Well, there have been several instances where India has named and shamed terror state Pakistan, and this seems to be yet another example. India showing the mirror to Pakistan at the UNHRC now. India calling out Pakistan at the global stage, saying that even our union territory, Jammu and Kashmir's budget is actually far bigger than Pakistan's IMF bailout. So Pakistan rather must look inwards and solve its own problems. As India has now exposed Pakistan at the UN's Rice Council, and has now shown the mirror to Pakistan, and this seems to be the reality check that India now seems to be giving to Pakistan, especially when it comes to the data bomb at the UN that seems to have left the terror state red-faced.
To the distinguished representative of India.
Mr. President, India is compelled to exercise its right of reply in response to references made to it during the high-level segment by Pakistan and the OIC. We categorically reject these allegations. The OIC, by parroting Pakistan's propaganda, only reveals how deeply it has allowed itself to be co-opted by one member, reducing itself to an echo chamber for one country's political compulsions. Pakistan's incessant propaganda now reeks of envy. We have no desire to dignify such propaganda, however, we'll make a few points to dismantle it with facts. Jammu and Kashmir was, is, and will always remain an integral and inalienable part of India. No amount of wishful rhetoric or audacious propaganda by Pakistan can alter the immutable fact that the accession of Jammu and Kashmir to India was completely legal and irrevocable, and in accordance with Indian Independence Act of 1947 and the international law. In fact, the only outstanding dispute regarding this region is the illegal occupation of Indian territories by Pakistan. We call upon Pakistan to vacate these areas which remain under its forcible occupation. Mr. President, it is indeed hard to take lectures on democracy from a country where civilian governments rarely complete their terms. They ring hollow. The record voter turnout in general elections and assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir is a testimony to the fact that people of Jammu and Kashmir have rejected the ideology of terrorism and violence propagated by Pakistan and are surging ahead on the path of development and democracy. Mr. President, if the Chenab Rail Bridge, the world's highest bridge inaugurated in Jammu and Kashmir last year, is fake, then Pakistan must be hallucinating or living in the La La land. Or maybe Pakistan finds it unbelievable that the developmental budget of Jammu and Kashmir is more than double the recent bailout package they sought from the IMF. Mr. President, to conclude, despite Pakistan's efforts to destabilize the region through relentless state-sponsored terrorism, Jammu and Kashmir continues to surge ahead, politically, economically, and socially. Pakistan would do well if it focuses on fixing its deepening internal crisis than to mask them with grandstanding at such platform. The world can certainly see through its charade. Thank you.
Well, Rishabh, that was a very eloquent way of putting Pakistan down and a reality check there. Pakistan seems to be living in its own La La land, and that seems to be the reality check that has now been given from the Indian side. I mean, first look inside and deal with your own problems before taking on India.
Well, Amita, rather a brutal reality check, we would say. Kashmir's budget is more than the IMF bailout package for Pakistan. In a way, India has shown not only the mirror to Pakistan, but have also rendezvoused Pakistan with the reality that, listen, while you're talking about a lot of things in Kashmir, first look within and see, are you even capable of talking about Kashmir? India has been very clear that there is no local standard that Pakistan has on Kashmir. Kashmir was, is, and will always remain an integral part of India. That all aside, even the part that Kashmir that Pakistan has occupied does not belong, and this is something coming in from the External Affairs Minister on the sidelines of SCO in 2023. When Bilawal Bhutto was the Foreign Minister, he spoke a lot on Kashmir, and External Affairs Minister very categorically set the baseline that between India and Pakistan, the only thing that remains to be discussed is Kashmir, and the discussion has to be on the point: when is Pakistan vacating the illegally occupied Kashmir. And that is something that is a baseline that India has maintained now to discuss with Pakistan on any forum, wherever Pakistan would come and do, play the rhetoric that they have been playing for 7 decades. India will go after them is the policy that India goes on many multilateral forums now.
Absolutely, because there is no comparison. In fact, there can never be any comparison there. First, look inwards and solve your own problems before taking on or even thinking about as far as even the entire budget of the Union Territory surpasses when it comes to your IMF bailout. And we're talking about terror state Pakistan here. Please to stay on with us, Risha, because